Hi, hello everyone. कैसे है मेरा प्यारा बच्चा लोग? And I know that you all are having a very colorful, amazing day, isn't it? So I hope your houses, the neighboring houses, is entirely lit. I want every one of your light, which means that I want every one of your life also to be lit like this, and this light to be there in your life throughout. Okay. So yes, with this amazing thing, okay, let's start with our classes. I want to say hi to every one of you with this small wishes. Happy Diwali, मेरे बच्चा लोग. Happy Diwali to everyone. Amisa ki student, hi, hello. Then Praveen, hi. Ayush Oja, good evening. Aditya, hi. Musammat. फिर कौन है? Ayush, happy Diwali to everyone in the classroom. Hi Shravan. Okay, hi physics wala fan club. Hello captain. Hi. So hi to everyone. कैसे है सब? How are you all doing? And how is this Diwali day going on? Huh? How is the Diwali day going on? Is it so lit? Is it so amazing? Is it with full of smiling faces in and around you with your friends, families? Hi Myara. Hi Prince. Hi Rankers. अमीर सर की स्टूडेंट हाँ बहुत सारे हेलो बोल रहे हैं हाय नूर फातिमा देन hi to every one of you. So yes, I hope you all know that other than this special occasion of Diwali, this is another special day for us. Why? Because we are going to start an amazing session or amazing chapter in today's session. And now which chapter it is? Loss of motion. You all know how important it is, right? So we'll be covering half of the chapter loss of motion in today's class, and the remaining half will be continued in the next session. So I hope you all are ready. And if anyone is seeing me for the very first time, this is Ameer, your physics educator at Unacademy, and those who love me more used to call me, what do you all call me? Ameer Bhaiya, है ना? A bit of introduction about myself. I hope you all can see on my screen. I have an experience of more than 3.5 years in the field of teaching JEE, NEET and board student. I'm a BTech graduate from NIT Calicut in mechanical engineering. Yes, I'm a mechanical engineer, and I'm also from Kerala. ठीक है? So आई नो थोड़ा थोड़ा ही हिंदी मुझे आता है, ठीक है, ज़्यादा नहीं आता है, तो बीच में थोड़ा थोड़ा हिंदी ऐसे ऐसे बात करेगा, बट द मेन कॉन्सेप्ट विल बी इन इंग्लिश. ठीक है, फाइन. नाउ आई वांट टू टेल यू वन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग दैट इज गोइंग टू हैपन इन टुमारोज क्लास. ओके, एक मिनट, हमारा कर्सर का है, एक मिनट. अरे बाप रे, मैं भूल गया ये प्लग करने के लिए. Ameer sir, क्यों भूल गया आप? Okay, so yes, we are back on track. So on 5th of November, matlab, which means Friday, tomorrow at 8 p.m. we have something so important. I know that many of you are going to write at the term 1 examination, है ना? So most important formulas for term 1 we'll be discussing in tomorrow's class. I know that everybody needs it, right? Once we know all the important formulas, you can write it down in your books, है ना? So it will be so good, so don't miss it. So this will be so much helpful for every one of you. Make use of it. ठीक है मेरा बच्चा लोग? ठीक है, और क्या? Now can you all do a small favor to me? एक छोटू सा help. Okay, so share this particular session to all your friends so that we can learn this particular session together. You know how important this is, Anna. So along with you, let your friends also get benefited, and let's have a smiling face and let's learn this particular chapter. I hope you all will be doing, Anna. Everyone, Praveen, Musammat, Goody, Purna, everyone in the class. So do this as to help for me and to your friends also. Okay. Now, if you don't want to miss any of the live classes from your favorite amazing educators, क्या करना है आप लोगों को? You just need to be a part of this Telegram channel. The link is given right there. Because in this Telegram channel, है ना, whatever happens in our Unacademy Class 11th and 12th YouTube channel, everything will be updated there. So make sure that you are a part of this Telegram channel. The link is, you can see it. Then Bugs Bounty. ये Bugs Bounty क्या होता है? This is an amazing program which is designed by Unacademy so that you'll get so many prizes. क्या करना है आप लोगों को? Because you just need to do this particular thing. You need to watch all the videos, and if you find any inappropriate content in any of the videos uploaded by Unacademy, what happens? Yes, the prizes will be on your way. This is an amazing program. Make use of it. ठीक है? There. Don't you think that this is the right time for every one of you to be a part of Unacademy family and to start learning with us? I really think so. Now, if you want to learn with Unacademy completely for free, here is the thing for you, which is the scholarship test, which will happen every Sunday at 1 p.m. Make use of it, get a very good score, and be a part of Unacademy completely for free. ठीक है? So this is an amazing opportunity, I think. Now we'll wait for 2-3 minutes so that every friends can come and join our classes. In the meanwhile, to all the new students in this particular platform, I'll just explain why Unacademy subscription is so much important. Just 2 minutes. Okay? I know that many of you know the importance, but others who joined just now or who are new to this particular platform, I'll just explain. Okay? So ले बच्चा लोग. I hope you all know, है ना बच्चा लोग, that everything nowadays is available for free in YouTube. So why to make a subscription? Why we have to pay some money, and why we have to make a subscription in an Unacademy platform? It's very simple. I just give you the reasons. Okay? Because in an Unacademy subscription platform, है ना, we all educators will be teaching with a proper schedule, targeting board examination, JEE examination, NEET examinations, and we will also make sure that whatever other topic that is being done in the classroom will be covered in a proper order, so that you can keep track of each and every topic that is being covered in the classroom. So what happens? Overall, the entire process of learning will become super simple, and you will start loving with this process of learning. You all know what happens once you start doing something with so much of love. You'll be giving your complete effort, you'll be giving your complete interest, and you can see an amazing progress in your studies. One thing. Then top educators of the country who's having an amazing experience in the field of education is already there with an Unacademy platform. They'll be telling you what are the examination patterns, what are the kind of questions you should be practicing. For everything, this teacher will be there. You just want to follow them. You will be ending up in the colleges, whichever you want to. Wow, that's a dream come true, है ना? Then study materials will be given, practice tests and live test series will make you super confident and will bring out the best from every bacha log. Now, if you are going for all these features, you should be going for plus subscription. Hai na? For 12 months, it will cost you 1,250 per month only. Again, I won't ask you to pay this much also. Kyun? Because हमारा साथ, we, our physics family, have this code of AMB10. Use this and get 10% of discount while you make the subscription. ठीक है? और क्या? Now, many of you are like, we want more features while we learn with Unacademy. For those people, it's better to go with Iconic, because in Iconic, you'll get all the features of plus subscription, plus some extra features such as personal mentorship, which means a person will be allotted to you. He'll be telling you what to do, what not to do, how to study, which means half of the pressure, it will be removed from your shoulders. One thing when this person is assigned. Then live doubt solving classes will be there. Weekly reports will be given to you. Wow. With all these super great features which can take your performance to a next level. For 12 month subscription, if you make it, will cost you 2,333 per month. And those who want the best discount, and if you want to get the best discount from this particular price, you should be using the code of AMB10 and get the amazing offers you can avail while you make the subscription. ठीक है मेरा बच्चा लोग? ठीक है क्या? ठीक है क्या? Okay, so now it's time for us, it's time for physics. It's just Ameer Bhaiya, all my bacha log and physics. So whoever is ready, let me know. We can start with our classes. Hi Devika, are you all ready? And one more thing that I want to tell to each and every bacha log, at the end of the session, we have our Mentee quiz, which will be totally dependent upon what we are going to learn in today's class. I also want to see who is going to top in this particular Mentee session. So how many of you are ready to give the best challenge in your Mentee quiz, to give the best challenge to all your friends? Yes, Myara. Yes, Preeti. Praveen. Arohi. Shreya. Happy Diwali, Shreya. Super duper ready. Ayush. Yes, Myara. Yo. So everyone is ready. Everyone is ready. Mentee will be there at the end of the session. So listen to all the concepts. So do all the multiple choice questions that we do in the classes. Okay, so be ready all the time. We'll do it. Okay, that's what I want. So I hope you all have shared the classes to your friends. Okay, ask them to join as soon as possible, because we are going to start our session. ठीक है? Ready, Alok, Musamman? So here we go. We'll start with the basics of this particular chapter, which you all might be knowing. ठीक है? बच्चा लोग, please take your short notebook. Everyone, take out your short notebook and pen and start writing the important formulas and definition. I'll wear my chashma also. Wow, wow, wow. Chashmish wala Ameer sir. Take it. Starting with force. You all know in this chapter we will be talking about force, right? And how force will affect the motion of a body in different cases. Okay? So, starting with the definition of force. Nobody need to write it. Just understand what it is. A force is a push or a pull which changes or tend to change the state of rest or uniform motion. Okay? So that push or pull which can change or tend to change the state of rest or uniform motion is simply defined as force. ये tends to change का concept क्या है sir? We are not able to understand. कोई बात नहीं. I'll explain. देख ले. We'll take a next page. Okay, next we'll take it here itself. We have a body of mass m which is actually at rest. ठीक है? It is actually at rest. Now, if I am applying a force of F towards right, obviously this body will be changing its state of rest. मतलब it will start moving. है या नहीं? हाँ. Now, at the same time, if I am applying an equal amount of force on the same body, what happens? The net force will be cancelled on the body will not move. Now here you can see that even though forces are being applied on the body, right, body is having a tendency to move, but is it moving? No. Why? Because the net force is becoming zero. So forces can either move the body, okay, or it can at least produce a tendency for the body to move. It's not necessary all the time the body has to move when force is applied. ठीक है, समझ में आ गया? Okay. Now फोर्स का यूनिट क्या होता है हमारा बच्चा लोग? ये सबको जानता है ना, छोटू बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट है. फोर्स का यूनिट है न्यूटन, है ना, और क्या. नाउ let us discuss about what are the fundamental forces, what are the, which means would you believe that there are only 4 forces that is existing in this universe? Would you believe that मेरे बच्चा लोग? You might be knowing ये force है, वो force है, ऐसा force है, ऐसा force है. You are surrounded by so much of force. But अमीर भैया आ रहा है क्लास पे and अमीर भैया बोल रहा है कि बच्चा लोग, so we only have 4 forces in this universe. How many of you will believe me this? Or how many of you are not that much surprised to hear this particular statement from me? Huh? Will you all believe me? Huh? There is only 4 forces that in this particular universe, and whatever forces that we know that is happening in our real life is actually one among this particular force is an example of this particular 4 forces. Okay? So which are those 4 fundamental forces in this universe? Starting with which everyone knows, हमारा gravitational force है ना, the force that is existing between 2 masses. हाँ, हो गया. फिर so gravitational force, I think I don't need to explain you more. Then we have electromagnetic force. What is electromagnetic force? Array, it is a combination of electric and magnetic force. Force between 2 charges. Array, between 2 positive charges, you know that there will be a repulsive forces, right? That is electric force. Magnetic force matlab force between a magnet, north pole and north pole will repel, north pole and south pole will attract, वही वाला force. ठीक है? Then strong nuclear force. ये क्या होता है? What is a strong nuclear force? How many of you know what is a strong nuclear force? How many of you know? Take the nucleus, bachcha log. Inside the nucleus, what all we have? We have positively charged protons, okay, and neutral wala neutrons bhi hai. ठीक है? Now, obviously, there is force of repulsion between this positively charged protons. Can you see? Positively charged proton, there are force of repulsion between them. So, inside the nucleus, to hold all these protons and neutrons together into a very small space, a force is acting. That force which binds all the protons and neutrons inside the nucleus का नाम है strong nuclear force. Very important, write it down. Obviously, because you have to know that there exists a force. If force was not there, then this positively charged protons will be repelling and it will be like moving in random directions. वो नहीं हो रहा है क्योंकि there is some larger force to attract all these neutrons and protons inside the nucleus and to make it into a very small space. वो force होता है strong nuclear force. ठीक है? Very important है. लिख लिया सब लोग? लिख रहा है ना सब? Okay? Make छोटू short notes. Okay? What is strong nuclear force? Force that is attract all the protons and neutrons inside the nucleus. ठीक है? फिर weak nuclear force. Now there is no point of me explaining what is weak nuclear force because you should be knowing what is radioactivity. I'll give you a brief explanation what is weak nuclear force. ठीक है? During the time of radioactivity or when radioactivity is happening from a material, ठीक है? Some which means some of the materials will be coming out. Okay, some such as subnuclear particles we call it. Okay, it will be coming out from the nucleus, such as antineutrino, neutrino, ऐसे. Okay, so there exists a force between them. Okay, there exists a force between all of those subnuclear particles. वो force है weak nuclear force. You will learn more about weak nuclear force in your 12th standard. ठीक है, there is no point of me explaining what is weak nuclear force because it will be a bit hard because you don't know what is radioactivity and the concepts of radioactivity. ठीक है, so these are the four major and the fundamental forces that is existing in this particular universe, and the remaining forces are the derivatives of these main four forces. ठीक है, tell me which is the largest force. Obviously the word strong itself says that this will be the largest force among the four. So strong nuclear force is the largest. Which will be the smallest force? Don't think that it is a weak nuclear force. उससे ज़्यादा वाला छोटा एक फोर्स है, वो है हमारा ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स. देख ले, ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स इज एट द मिनिमम, मैक्सिमम इज न्यूक्लियर, देन वी हैव इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक फोर्स, देन वी हैव वीक फोर्स. ठीक है, दिस इज द ऑर्डर ऑफ फोर्सेस. नोट किया बच्चा लोग? नोट कर रहा है? नोट कर रहे हैं ना? सब नोट कर रहा है? जल्दी बोल दे दोस्तों, आप नोटेड डाउन ऑल द कॉन्सेप्ट्स टिल हियर. सर मैं कर दिया, मैं नोट कर दिया इधर तक. ओके, यस. नोट किया देविका, आयुष नोट किया, आईएएस ऑफिसर नोट किया, आरोही. ओके, आयुष नोट किया, म्यारा नोट किया, सो सब नोट किया है ना? विद अ स्माइल. कोई गड़बड़ है क्या इधर तक? नो, वी वर ओनली डिस्कसिंग सम ऑफ द बेसिक्स. ठीक है, बिल्कुल 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 प्रीति. मैं तो मेरे फ्रेंड्स के साथ बाहर गया, थोड़ा स्वीट्स खाया, सो अच्छा था मेरा दिवाली भी. ऑब्वियसली आई सेलिब्रेट ना द डे ऑफ lights and day of colors. Obviously I'll be celebrating. So let's continue. Now whatever force that is available in our real life, we are going to divide it as two, and we are going to learn about all the forces that we'll be using in this particular chapter after making the major classification. ये classification ही है कि forces are classified as contact force and non-contact force. From the name itself, how many of you are able to अंडरस्टैंड ये कॉन्टैक्ट फोर्स क्या है, नॉन कॉन्टैक्ट फोर्स क्या है? अरे कॉन्टैक्ट फोर्स मतलब दोज फोर्सेस दैट इज अप्लाइड ऑन अ बॉडी विद द एक्चुअल फिजिकल कॉन्टैक्ट. मतलब इफ आई एम टचिंग ऑन माई शोल्डर एंड इफ आई एम अप्लाइंग अ फोर्स ऑन माई शोल्डर, वो होता है कॉन्टैक्ट फोर्स, बिकॉज देयर शुड बी अ फिजिकल कॉन्टैक्ट बिटवीन द बॉडीज फॉर द एप्लीकेशन ऑफ फोर्स हियर. वो होता है कॉन्टैक्ट फोर्स. ठीक है, नॉन कॉन्टैक्ट फोर्स मतलब विदाउट टचिंग. आई विल गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. ये हमारा अर्थ है. देयर इज अ बॉडी ऑफ मास एंड वेरी क्लोज टू द सर्फेस ऑफ द अर्थ. यू नो दैट द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स विल बी एक्टिंग ऑन दिस बॉडी ऑफ मास एम. कितना? mg, isn't it? सबको पता है ना, ग्रेविटेशनल पुल इज देयर टुवर्ड्स द सेंटर ऑफ द अर्थ व्हिच इज इक्वल टू mg. Is there any physical contact for the application of mg here, which means for the application of gravitational force? Is there a physical contact? मतलब is earth is pulling that body towards it by actually touching the body? ऐसे कुछ नहीं है ना, वो ऐसे होता है. Which means there is no need of physical contact for these kind of forces to happen. Such kind of forces non-contact force. Okay, no physical contact. ठीक है, one perfect example है हमारा gravitational force. Okay, one perfect example for non-contact force है gravitational force. लिख ले, very important. Now you will be asking me, sir, give us example for contact forces. I'll give you, because it is mainly about contact force the entire chapter is about. First one, very important, please note it down. Without all these chotu concepts, you won't be able to do the remaining problems and multiple choice questions. Menti quiz भी आ रहा है, so अंडरस्टैंडिंग द कॉन्सेप्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट मेरा बच्चा लोग. मैं ऐसे बोल रहा हूँ. ठीक है, देख ले. नॉर्मल फोर्स. नॉर्मल फोर्स क्या होता है? व्हाट इज दिस नॉर्मल फोर्स? एवरीवन, नाउ नॉर्मल फोर्स इज द परपेंडिकुलर फोर्सेस एक्टिंग बिटवीन द सर्फेसेस इन कॉन्टैक्ट. जस्ट लाइक द वर्ड नॉर्मल. नॉर्मल मतलब परपेंडिकुलर है ना. सो यस, this is a perpendicular forces acting between the surfaces in contact when one body is pushing the other body. I'll give an example. So we have a table. On the table we have a body of mass m resting. Okay, you know that this body of mass m will be giving a force on this table in the downward direction, right? This pushing force we call it as normal force. Why normal? Because ये pushing force will be always perpendicular to the surfaces in contact. We all know Newton's third law, है ना? So if a body of mass m is pushing this particular table in the downward direction, what will happen? Obviously, ये है ना, ये हमारा table है ना, table will be pushing this body of mass m in the opposite direction with the same value. Okay, and that will also be perpendicular to the surface. ये होता है normal force. समझ में आ गया बच्चा लोग? Very important नहीं, because it will be a bit hard during some times to find the direction of normal forces. Don't worry, we'll be doing so many problems during that point of time. I'll tell you how to take the normal force in each conditions. But keep this in mind, the normal force has to be always perpendicular to the surfaces in contact. It should be, I'll write it perpendicular to surfaces in contact, perpendicular to surfaces in contact. ये भी लिख ले, ठीक है? This is the main point on which the direction of normal force can be found out. कर दिया? अरे मेंटी तो at last, don't you need the concepts and other multiple choice question so that you'll be well prepared before we reach at the Mendy, है ना? So वही करेगा, वही कर रहा है. Okay. Okay, then tension force क्या होता है? This is a force inside a string. I'll explain ये क्या होता है. देख ले. So we have a string. Okay, we have a body of mass. It is connected. One end of the string is connected to this body of mass m. Other end is connected to this particular wall. ठीक है? Now I am applying an external force of F on this body of mass m. So what will happen? Mass m will be having a tendency to move towards right. So this will be trying to stretch that particular string. So in order to resist that stretching, what will happen? A force is being produced in this particular string. वो force होता है tension force. One thing keep in mind. Tension force is always a pulling force. It can only pull the body, it cannot push. देख ले, at this end it is pulling the body. Tell me, at this point, at the point 1 which is connected to the wall, where the string is connected to the wall, what will be the direction of tension? Will it be towards the right or will it be towards the left? बोल दे जल्दी. Normal is in pushing direction. Normal force is pushing direction. In tension, it is a pulling force. Tell me, at this point 1 where it is connected to हमारा wall है ना, what will be the direction of tension? Right होता है या left होता है बच्चा लोग? Ayush says it is right. Others, study time बोल रहा है right है sir. फिर और कोई नहीं? अमीर सर की स्टूडेंट बोल दे, उत्तर बोल दे. Yashwant says yes, Unicorn says right. Okay, Yashwant says right, Muhammad says right. Bilkul, it is towards right only because at this particular point, the point where the string is connected to the wall, what is the pulling direction? The direction of pulling. The direction of pulling is towards right. And left means it is pushing force. This cannot happen because tension is always a pulling force. It can only pull that particular point. ठीक है? लिख लिया everyone. हो गया. What is tension force? It is a force produced in strings. And what will be the direction of tension force? In the pulling force direction. ठीक है? Okay? Yes. Next force that will be using very common in this particular chapter है spring force. Sir, ये spring force क्या होता है? What is it, sir? जल्दी explain कर ले. वो ये spring force क्या होता है? देख ले. We have a body of mass m. Okay, and the string initially is in its equilibrium length without stretching. Okay, we haven't stretched this particular spring, so in this case force will be equal to 0. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some external force on the body and I'm going to stretch the spring. Okay, you can see that from here the spring has been stretched to a value of x. Okay, the same string is being stretched to a value of x. So in this particular case, if the spring is being stretched, a force is being developed inside the spring. What is developed? What is developed, मेरा बच्चा लोग? हाँ, a force is being developed, and what is the duty of that force? To take back the spring to its equilibrium position. अरे, this is the equilibrium position. I'll write it. This is our equilibrium position. So if you want to take this body of mass m toward the equilibrium position, what should be the direction of force? अरे, the direction of force that is acting on this body of mass m by the spring should be towards left, so that the spring can take or pull that body of mass m towards the equilibrium position. ठीक है? So a spring force is developed. Now we got to know that, and the amount or the value of spring force is equal to kitna? Is equal to minus k into x. What is x? The amount of extension made inside the spring. So from here to here, how much extension has been made inside the spring? वो होता है x. Okay, extension. And why negative? Why negative is there in the spring force? Because there is the stretching is towards right, है ना? The spring is getting stretched towards right. But what is the direction of spring force? Whereas spring force का direction है towards left. So what shouldn't be there a negative sign to show that the spring force is negative to the direction of x. And one more thing you can ask me, sir, ये k क्या है? K is spring constant. Okay, so k is the spring constant. Very good, Ayush, very good. You are completely listening and gave me the answer. बहुत बढ़िया बात है, बहुत बढ़िया आयुष. So बच्चा लोग क्लियर है इधर तक? Is everything clear till this part? Have you all noted down इधर तक? हाँ, जल्दी बोल दे. हाँ सर, बिल्कुल इधर तक सब नोट किया है. हाँ, कोई गड़बड़ नहीं, सब समझ में आ गया. Yes, study time. Okay, very good. Now let us start with Newton's first law, second law and third law of motion, and from here onwards हमारा question भी शुरू हो जाएगा. I hope you all are ready to do the multiple choice question, है ना? Everyone? Yes, Faye, Muhammad, Tushar, Devika, Arshad. Okay, देख ले. Listen to the concept, because without the concept you won't be able to do the problems. ठीक है. What is said in Newton's first law? Every body continues to be in the state of rest or state of uniform motion until and unless an external unbalanced force act on the body. इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये कि if you have a body which is at rest, it will be continuing to be in the state of rest itself until when? Until we give an external unbalanced force on this particular body. So only if you apply an external force on the body, you can make the body move. One more thing. If a body is moving with a constant value of velocity 5 meters per second, if you want to change the velocity of this body, also what you need? Yes, you need to apply a force on the body. So if you apply a force, obviously the magnitude and the direction of velocity will be changed accordingly. This is what is being said in Newton's first law of motion. Okay? If force is not there, the body will be continuing in the state of rest or state of uniform motion, and that inability, what do we call it? Inertia. The inability of a body to change its state of rest or state of uniform motion, we call it as inertia. Matlab, can a body by itself change the state of rest? Bilkul nahi. Can a body change its state of uniform velocity? Bilkul nahi. ठीक है, वो inability होता है ना, which means if a body is not able to do something, उसका नाम है inertia. So specifically, inertia of rest we have. What is inertia of rest? The inability of a body to change its state of rest. What is inertia of motion? The inability of a body to change its state of uniform motion. And inertia of direction is the inability of a body to change its direction. So I am not going for the explanation of this inertia. I think you already have learned in your 10th standard classes, 9th standard classes. Again, you're in 11th standard classes. I don't think in a crash course you need the explanation of what is inertia. है ना? छोटू topic है. Okay, now shall we proceed? Okay, here we have the very first question for today's class. Let me see who is the very first person to give me the answer. बच्चा लोग जल्दी बोल दे. Who is going to give me the correct answer for this very first multiple choice question for the day? Very first multiple choice question. जल्दी फटाफट. I hope you all can see the question properly. Read the question, look through the options. Okay, ये थोड़ा यूज कर ले, मतलब दिमाग थोड़ा यूज कर ले and उत्तर दे दे जल्दी. जल्दी मेरा बच्चा लोग, जल्दी फटाफट. आयुष बोल रहा है ऑप्शन सी. जर्क मतलब अ वेरी लार्ज फोर्स. ठीक है, दैट इज व्हाट यू मीन बाय जर्क. जर्क मतलब अ लार्ज फोर्स. आयुष इज ऑप्शन सी बोल रहा है. अमीर सर की स्टूडेंट क्या बोल रहा है कि बी बोल रहा है. तुषार says A, Arohi says B, then स्टडी टाइम से सी, म्यारा says A, विशाल IAS ऑफिसर है ना हमारा, वो बोल रहा है कि B है. Okay, so these are the options, and can I confirm the correct answer? Ready to listen to the correct answer? It is option B. I know that everybody will be having confusion. Sir, I say Q, why it is not C, why it is not A, why it is not D? I'll explain. देखिए, body of mass 1 kilogram is suspended by a string A. So this is our string A, the very first one. Another string C is connected to its lower end. Okay, from here we have another string which is called as C. If a sudden jerk is given to C, jerk मतलब क्या? A very large force is given on this particular string C. What happens? If it is a very large force, this particular string cannot contain that much amount of huge force. So what will happen? What happens is this particular string will be breaking off. So if that string breaks off, what happens? The force that you apply on this particular string C will not be transferred to the string A. So string A will not break because it's a very large force, and with that large force, the string C will be broken away, okay, and it will not be transferred to the string A. So which is our option? The portion BC, okay, of the string will be breaking. वही होता है हमारा ऑप्शन. मिल गया? अंडरस्टूड? हाँ, अमीर सर की स्टूडेंट आप राइट था. ओके, IAS ऑफिसर आपका भी उत्तर राइट था. वेरी गुड. समझ में आ गया कॉन्सेप्ट? सबको समझ में आ गया? बोल दे हाँ सर, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. हाँ बिल्कुल, ऑप्शन बी है हमारा करेक्ट होता है. विद अ स्माइल, हैव अ स्माइल एवरीवन. ओके है ना? ओके सर, बिल्कुल समझ में आ गया. नाउ गॉट इट. ओके, जशनदीप कौर है अमीर सर की स्टूडेंट आपका नाम. ठीक है. तनिष्क, मेंटी कोड आई विल बी गिविंग यू बिफोर वी स्टार्ट विद द मेंटी, है ना? अब क्यों जरूरत है? वी विल स्टार्ट बाय 9 o'clock. ठीक है, वी विल स्टार्ट आवर मेंटी बाय 9 o'clock. नाउ लेट अस लर्न अबाउट अ न्यू फिजिकल क्वांटिटी. फिजिकल क्वांटिटी का नाम है मोमेंटम. What is this momentum? What is it going to talk about, this new physical quantity? It talks about the total motion contained in a body. The total motion is contained in a body is calculated by the product of mass of the body and velocity of the body. It is velocity we are talking about, which is a vector quantity. So what about momentum? Momentum is a product of mass, which is a scalar with a vector. So obviously the momentum is also a vector quantity. And what is its direction? Whatever is the direction of velocity, same is the direction of momentum also. Okay? And the unit, needless to say, mass is kilogram, velocity is meter per second. So kilogram meter per second होता है हमारा unit of momentum. Simple, छोटू वाला concept. Okay. Moving on. Now, what is said in Newton's second law of motion? Everybody knows, but still, let me read it out. It states that the rate of change of momentum of a body, how will you note the rate of change of momentum of a body? dp by dt. Change of momentum of a body's rate is proportional to the applied force and takes place in the direction of which force acts. मतलब क्या है? F is directly proportional to dp by dt. And the direction of force is same as the direction of dp. dp matlab, what do you mean by dp? Small change in momentum. So the second part of the Newton's second law tells that the direction of force and the direction of a change in momentum are the same. वही बोलता है. ठीक है? I hope you all have noted this down. Note किया है क्या? Okay, so from here we can have different sets of equation that is being derived. F is equal to d by dt of momentum. This is a basic equation of Newton's second law, है ना? The F is equal to d by dt of p is equal to mass into velocity. ठीक है? Now if mass comes outside, because in most of the cases mass of the body will be a constant, it will be dv by dt. है या नहीं बच्चा लोग? हाँ. टेल मी, ये dv by dt क्या होता है? अरे dv by dt क्या है? रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ वेलोसिटी वी हैव लर्नड. छोटू चैप्टर पे, मोशन इन वन डायमेंशन पे वी हैव लर्नड. और क्या sir, acceleration. So one set of equation for force in the case of constant mass and changing velocity is mass into acceleration. ठीक है? And you can also see some set of equation for force as d by dt of momentum है ना, mass into velocity. There will be some systems where the velocity will be a constant and the mass is a variable. So in that case, force will be equal to v into dm by dt. What I did, I took this velocity which is going to be a constant in that system. It is dm by dt. Okay? Yes. कोई बात नहीं आदित्य, join the class and do whatever we are doing it here. Now, what is left is to understand the concept by doing the problems. Ready? Ready है क्या मेरा बच्चा लोग? Are you all ready for doing as many multiple choice questions as possible and to understand the concept in a much amazing way? बोल दे. Rate of change of momentum. हाँ हाँ. Sir, F is equal to ma is valid when mass is constant, but sir, mass is not constant, then I have written the other formula. है ना? Didn't I write that particular formula also? I hope you have seen that. ठीक है. So everyone started giving me the options here. Hello, hello विशाल. अमीर सर की स्टूडेंट बोल रहा है ऑप्शन सी है. फिर शबरा says option C. फिर anyone else? Only two people. Then Ayush says option B. Aben says sir happy Diwali. ठीक है happy Diwali, but उत्तर भी दे दे मुझे. Myara says option C. Ayush D. Myara C. Then only this much. Only this much. Okay, I explain. Okay, those who want to give the answer in the chat box, still you can give me. So in the meanwhile, I'll also explain. देखिए, a gun of mass 10 kilogram fires 4 bullets per second. Okay, the mass of each bullet is 20 grams and the velocity of the bullet when it leaves the gun is 300 meter per second. Question is, force required to hold the gun while firing. A bit of a conceptual understanding has to be there for understanding. Okay, initially, before you fire the bullet, okay, what is the momentum of the bullet? What is initial momentum of the bullet? Pi bullet. Array, the bullet is at rest before you shoot that particular gun, है ना? हाँ, so as velocity is zero, momentum is mass into velocity, है ना? Initial momentum zero होता है, ये सबको पता है, ठीक है? Now what is happening? There is a bullet, है ना, inside. On this particular bullet, the gun will be applying a force F. In which direction? Towards right. According to Newton's third law of motion, we know that if a force of F is applied on a particular body, which means if gun is applying a force of F on the bullet will be applying the same amount of force on what? On the gun also. And it is this particular force that has to be found out. अरे ये force और ये force same है, मतलब ये force क्या है? हाँ, the force acting on that particular bullet. So let's find out the force acting on the bullet, which will be equal to the force acting on the gun, which is has to be found out. What is the formula for finding out the force acting on the bullet? That is equal to dp by dt. What does dp means? Change in momentum p2 minus p1 divided by time होता है. dp मतलब change in momentum, है ना? अरे initial momentum of the bullet we already have written, it is 0. So for p1 I'm going to substitute it as 0. What about P2? The final momentum. It is given that 4 bullets are being fired with a velocity of 300 meter per second. So what will be the final momentum? Momentum का formula है mass into velocity. But this will be the momentum of only one single bullet. हमारा पास कितना bullet है? बच्चा लोग 4 bullets है. So it will be 4 times mass into velocity. So 4 times mass is 20 grams, that is 20 into converting into kilogram by multiplying it with 10 power minus 3 into velocity होता है 300. So ये कितना हो गया? ये पूरा zeros हो गया, 3 2s are 6, 6 4s are 24. ठीक है? So final momentum for all the 4 bullets हो गया 24 divided by what the time required for the 4 bullets to get fired per second, मतलब 1. So time is 1, 24 by 1, 24 न्यूटन. मिल गया उत्तर. उत्तर तो मिल गया. कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आ गया अच्छे से. The method that I have followed for getting the answer. Huh? Those who have understood. Okay, those who have understood अच्छे से, give me an amazing smile. Let there be a smile on your faces. अच्छा वाला. Yup. है ना? We all are correct. Obviously, you all are correct. I do know that. So if you had any confusions in the concept, now I hope the concepts are also clear. Miyara got it. Ameer sir के student, Devika, Raghav, Sabra, Sandhya, perfect. ठीक है. Smiling faces है ना, सबको बोल दे. छूट मत बोल दे. Smiling faces है ना, समझ में आने के बाद वो smile आता है ना, वो है ना. ठीक है. अगला question कर ले. Another beautiful question. Don't think that it is a hard question. छोटू question है, कर ले, सबको कर सकता है. Sir, can you please take classes using digital board if possible? Of course, but you have to wait for 1 week. So the working is happening. So today light सब fit हो गया, okay, सब fit हो रहा है, inverter सब fit हो गया. थोड़ा और काम है, which means it will take one more week, I think. Okay, wherever we are, if you are ready to study something and learn something, हो जाता है, whether it is laptop उसमें या उसमें smart board में, फायदा नहीं है. You just need to listen. Everything will be there, going into your head, and you will start learning. So Ameer sir की student बोल रहा है it's option C. फिर Arohi says option C. Then Myara says option C. Sabra says option C. बिल्कुल हमारा option है. Very good, it's option C. Yes, 0.45. Myara, Ayush, very good. Vishal, option C. बिल्कुल. देख ले how to do this particular question. If anybody is having trouble in understanding the question and the concept, सुन ले अच्छे से, ठीक है? Keep your pen on your desk or over your book, okay, and listen to the concept. A small block B is placed on another block A of mass 5 kilogram. So this is the block A with 5 kilogram, and top of it we have the block B. The length of this block है ना, how much is given? This is given as 20 centimeter. Initially the block B is near the right end of the block A, exactly like the figure. A constant horizontal force of 10 Newton is applied. Can you see the 10 Newton applied on the block A? Yes. All the surfaces are assumed frictionless, मतलब no frictional forces there. Find the time elapsed before the block A separates from block B. कैसे हो सकता है? How the block B is going to get separated from the block A, you have to understand. सुन ले. Initially, this is a scenario. Once you start applying a force on the block A by a value of 10 Newton, how the motion is going to be? Will the body be moving along with the body A? बिल्कुल नहीं. Why? Because there is no friction between the body A and B. मतलब force acting on the body B is 0, so body B will not move. The only body that moves is what? The body A. Body A will be moving towards right, and after some time you will say that the body will be reaching this particular position. Move करके. Once the body A reaches at this particular position, what will happen to the block B? Array block B will fall down because it has nothing to rest on it, and it is at this particular position the block B separates from A. समझ में आ गया? Okay. So when will the block B separates from the body A? Once this block reaches this particular position. Tell me how much displacement the block A has to make so that it moves from the position 1 to position 2, equal to its length है ना, 20 centimeter. So the displacement the block A is making is 20 centimeter. Do you know the acceleration with which the block A is moving? बिल्कुल, because acceleration is equal to force by mass. Force is how much? Force का value do we know? Yes, obviously it's 10 Newton by mass of the body A is 5. We don't need to consider the mass of body B because only the body A is moving. So 10 by 5 कितना? 2 meter per second square. Displacement you have, acceleration you have, initial velocity, it starts from rest, so it is 0. Is there any method to find the time? by using all these. Those who learned motion in one dimension already might have got the answer. It is S is equal to ut plus half at square है ना. S is 20 centimeter or 0.2 meters. U into T, U is 0 into T is 0. Half into A कितना 2 into T square. 2 cancels. T square is equal to 0.2 and T is equal to root of 0.2 will be coming as a 0.45, which is option C. मिल गया? With a smile मिल गया? With a smile. With a smile. Have you all understood the concept with a beautiful smile on your faces? जल्दी बता. हाँ, ओके, कोई भी डाउट्स नहीं है ना? हाँ, सो देख ले हमारा जो संदीप कौर है ना, सो such a good smile with a bright smile, पूरा दांत दिखाकर वाला smile I can see. Okay, Sabra is like giving me a yo. Mithilesh smiling face. Good, good, good. Okay, next. Next question is here. It's all yours मेरा बच्चा लोग. जल्दी फटाफट करके दे दे. जल्दी everyone. Okay, now the chat box is with full of smiles. I'm so happy to see that. Because most of the students think that physics is so tough, so everyone, even coming to the classes, will be SL. Because when I was taking offline classes in schools and all, so students, when they come to physics class, they used to feel like this. Okay, because with the thought that something dangerous is going to happen here, okay, we have to be so much scared when we come to the physics class. Chill hai na physics? Of course. So yes, Kaur बोल रहा है कि हमारा it's option B, then Mithilesh बोल रहा है कि B, then Sabra says B, Arohi says B, then सर आप दिवाली नहीं मना रहे हो? बिल्कुल, मैं तो आप सब लोगों के साथ मना रहे हैं ना? Yes, the correct option is B. Very good मेरा बच्चा लोग, very good. You all did an amazing job. I'll explain. A mass of 6 kg is suspended by a rope of length 2 meter from the ceiling. So how will the initial position be? So as on a 6 kg will be hanging vertically. A force of 50 Newton is applied in the horizontal, as you can see, in the horizontal direction towards right. A force of 50 Newton is applied at the midpoint P of the rope. What is the angle the rope makes with the vertical in equilibrium? Obviously, if this 50 Newton is applied, the rope will keep on moving and will be reaching a position where it is in equilibrium. मतलब net force is 0. ठीक है? Question ये कि, sorry. Once the string reaches the equilibrium position, what is the angle that it makes with the vertical? ये theta. Can you all see the theta in the question? Okay. वो theta का value कितना होता है? अरे it's very simple because it is given that the body is in equilibrium. Equilibrium का मतलब क्या है? Net force is equal to 0. है ना? The body is not moving, so net force is equal to 0. That's what it means by equilibrium. है ना? Now, let's start finding out each and every forces. देख ले. Considering this body of mass 6 kg, there will be a force in the downward direction. Which force is it? Weight of the body, that is m and g. M is 6, g is 10, so 60 in the downward direction. Which is the only other force that is acting on this particular body? It is the tension force. Okay, it is marked as T2 here in the question. So T2 is upward. Body isn't moving? Bilkul nahi. So the body is at rest. So upward force of T2 will be equal to downward force. Directly we got the value of T2 from here. है ना? ठीक है. Taking the next position. Can you see this position? हाँ, that particular point is also in equilibrium. मतलब क्या है? All the forces at that particular point acting will be cancelling each other. First, let us mark all the forces. One is a horizontal force that we apply. वो हमारा 50 Newton. और कोई force है? हाँ, देख ले. A string which is hanging, that is a downward tension will be produced. How much is it? T2. Because we know that in the same string, throughout the tension will be the same. So at that point, there will be a downward pulling force T2 at that particular point. Fair? If one more string we have, that string, this string, won't it be producing a tension force? Bilkul, kyun nahi? Of course, it will be producing a tension force in this particular direction. Let us call it as T1. But this tension force is, it is bit inclined. It is neither in x-axis and y-axis. So let us draw or write down all the components of tension. What is this component of tension? अरे ये theta है तो ये theta क्यों? Complementary. Those who don't know, it is okay. So ये theta है तो which component of T1 it is? Okay, ये तो alternate angle है, not complementary. I'm really sorry, है ना? So ये T1 है तो which component of T1 is this? अरे ये होता है, I'll write it with another color. White color suit नहीं कर रहा है. ये तो the near component of T1 is T1 cos theta. The away component of T1 will be T1 sin theta. Now it's very important. Sorry, now it's very simple, है ना? देख ले, what is the force towards right? Force towards right कितना? 50. Won't it be equal to force towards left? Because net force is 0, because it is already told that the body is in equilibrium. है ना? Now the force in the downward direction कितना? 60 will be equal to the force in the upward direction, that is equal to T1 cos theta. ये हमारा equation 1 है, 2 है. So what I'm going to do is equation 1 by 2. What will you get? 50 by 60. That is 5 by 6 on the left hand side. T1 will be cancelling each other, right? Okay, sin theta by cos theta will be equal to tan theta. Okay, so tan theta is equal to 5 by 6. We know that tan 45 is 1. Okay, but here it is not 1. It's a value bit lesser than 1. Isn't it? 5 by 6 is a value lesser than 1. So here theta will be a value a bit lesser than 45 degree. Which is it? Which is a bit lesser than 45 degree, 40 degree. मिल गया उत्तर. मिल गया उत्तर. समझ में आ गया उत्तर. समझ में आ गया सबको? हाँ, सबको समझ में आ गया? Okay. Rakesh, if you have any specific doubts, मुझे पूछ ले. ठीक है? If it is simply asking me to repeat, instead you can just watch the replay, है ना? ये तो YouTube है, everything will be recorded. So yo, समझ में आ गया? With a smile. बच्चा लोग जल्दी बोल दे. अरे it's Diwali day, so you should be having that much of energy. वो वाला energy ऐसे बैठ ले ऐसे. Okay. Okay, so I hope you all are with full of energy, right? Okay. Now, okay, before going to Newton's third law of motion, we have to explain the mass and pulley system. Okay, shall we discuss about mass pulley system? Mass pulley system, मेरा बच्चा लोग, हाँ, mass pulley system. देख ले. We have a pulley, a massless pulley. Over the pulley, we are having a string ऐसे. On either end of the string, on the same string it is, we are having a mass of m1 and we are having a mass of m2. Tell me what happens if the mass m1 is greater than mass m2. ये है m1, ये है m2. What will happen? Obviously the mass m1 will be coming down, isn't it? Let's say m1 is coming down with an acceleration. Okay, what will happen to m2? m2 ऊपर हो जाएगा. Will it be moving with a different acceleration or same acceleration? It's a question to you, बच्चा लोग. बोल दे. Will the mass m2 है ना? Will it be moving up with the same acceleration as that of m1 or with a different acceleration? हाँ हाँ जशनदीप, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल पता है पता है. जल्दी 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 बोल दे. Will it be same or different? Same or different? सोच कर बता everyone. Look into the problem, look into the diagram. म्यारा से सेम बोल रहा है, आयु से सेम बोल रहा है. ओके, सो सेम ही होता है, सेम ही बोलता है. Obviously, why it has to be same? Because it is connected by the same string. So whatever is the acceleration with which m1 comes down, it will be the same acceleration m2 will be going up because it is connected by the same ideal string. So it will also be moving. So if I mark tension as T here, the tension acting on mass m2, how much will be the tension here? Same T. Q. Array same string पे we have learned that the tension is going to be the same. So how to find out these two unknowns, acceleration and time? It's very simple. Draw the free body diagram, mark all the forces and solve the forces. You will be getting tension and A. We are not going for the solution of that. Instead, I'll be giving you the values of t to m1 m2g divided by m1 plus m2. It'll be better if you by heart this particular formula, so that every time you get this kind of question, you don't have to do the derivation. Acceleration का value होता है m1 minus m2 into g divided by m1 plus m2. It'll be better if you can by heart this. Okay, it'll be better so that you don't have to do the derivation all the time, because direct questions will be popping up from this particular concept. So बच्चा लोग बोल दे, नोट किया, because next question है ना, it is totally from this particular part. Definition of third law of motion, I think everybody knows है ना. Even if you wake up someone and ask what is Newton's third law of motion, everybody will be saying, but obviously we are going for the Newton's third law of motion. We are going for it. Note किया ना प्रीति? Okay, Jashandeep, yes. By hearting is a bit hard for you. Okay, noted Miara. Okay, everybody noted. Jashan, Arohi, Preeti. Okay, so let's proceed further. Let's do a question. देख ले everyone. Two masses M and M are connected by a light string passing over a smooth pulley. We'll just draw the figure. So we have this capital mass and we have this small mass. Okay. When mass M moves up by 1.4 meter in 2 seconds, ये mass है ना, this is moving up by a distance of 1.4 meter, okay, in a time of 2 seconds. And you know that in this mass pulley system, if this is coming down with an acceleration, this will be moving up with an acceleration. So it will be having some acceleration also. Question is not to find acceleration or tension or anything. Question ये कि what is the ratio of M by N? Ratio of both the masses has to be found out. Anybody know the answer? Does anyone have the answer for this? So 15 by 13. सोच कर बोल दे. डोंट गिव मी गूगल वाला आंसर्स. गूगल वाला आंसर मुझे नहीं चाहिए, मेरे पास भी है गूगल, ठीक है. खुद के करके बता दे मुझे. चेक प्रॉपरली चेक करके बता. गिरी सेज ऑप्शन सी, म्यारा सेज ऑप्शन बी, सबरा सेज ऑप्शन बी, जशन सेज ऑप्शन बी. फिर कौन है? देविका मिथिलेश सेज ऑप्शन बी. Okay, so everybody is going with option B. Sir, 15 by 13 बोल रहे हैं, ठीक है. Let's do it. Okay. So everybody is a single group. So I'm the only person, है ना. So the option is going to be A only. So you are still going to be with the option B, है ना. Let's solve it. Okay, let's solve it. Let's not say that whether the answer is option A, B, C or D. Maybe कुछ नहीं बोल रहा है, ठीक है. हम तो solve करेगा. देख ले. Does any equation ओके, आई एम रियली सॉरी. पता नहीं क्या हो गया गले क्या हो गया. सुधर जा, मेरा बच्चा लोगों को पढ़ना चाहिए, है ना. तो बच्चा लोग आ जाइए. So by looking into this particular thing, okay, initially it starts with 0 obviously, है ना. Any equation is coming into your mind. Acceleration है, displacement है, time है, initial velocity है, कुछ भी आ रहा है. मुझे ये इक्वेशन आ रहा है मन पे. S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now I'll be thinking कोई फायदा है क्या? Let's see कोई फायदा है क्या with this particular equation. S is equal to 1.4 ut, u is 0, so ut part becomes 0, half into acceleration कितना बच्चा लो. Acceleration is unknown to us, into t square. अरे t time is given as 2 seconds, so t square होता है 4. So 4 by 2 होता है 2. Okay, that 2 if it comes down, it will be 1.4 divided by 2. So ये होता है 0.7. सो एक्सेलरेशन का वैल्यू कितना मिल गया हमको मिल गया 0.7, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है ना. Now I hope you all might be knowing, or just now I have written the formula for acceleration. How much is it? m1 minus m2 into g divided by m1 plus m2. Wasn't this the equation for acceleration? है ना? Yes. Now substitute all the values which we know so that we can get the ratio of m by m from here. Now it is done. Problem is done. Acceleration is 0.7. M minus m into g is equal to 10. The whole divided by m plus 2 to m. Multiply कर ले. This is a 0.7 m plus a 0.7 2 m. This is equal to 10 capital M minus 10 small m. Okay. Do the simplifications. ठीक है. So minus 10 m 0.7, that will be 10.7 m. 10 m minus 0.7 m कितना हो जाता है? 10 m minus that is equal to 9.3 capital M. है ना. So m by capital M कितना होता है? m divided by capital M will be 9.3 divided by 10.7. If you remove the point, 93 divided by 107. Option A आ गया हमको. मैं बोल दिया, don't look into Google and tell me the answer, है ना. So Google पे the answer will be 13 by 15. Okay, where the ratio will be giving the same value as 93 divided by 107. Okay, yes, समझ में आ गया? समझ में आ गया सबको? Yes, हाँ. अरे इसमें इजी क्या है, इसमें गलती क्या है, इसमें हार्ड क्या है? अरे the everything values are given. अरे displacement time everything is given, है ना. So I just have used the equation between the equation from a one dimension motion to get the value of acceleration. Acceleration तो मिल गया. Now in a pulley mass system we know how to find the value of acceleration. Formula, what's the value of acceleration? Just before I have written. What is it? m1 minus m2 into g by m1 plus m2. Isn't it? So m1 and m2 are capital M and small m in this particular equation. I have written the same. Then cross multiply किया. Okay, then took the ratio. है ना. देख ले कितना सिंपल है. सिंपल है. Isn't it? Everybody is like, sir, other person, my friend has given the option B, तो मैं भी ऐसे दे दिया. अरे I can make a small motivation line here, right? If you are walking, you have to walk by making your own path so that everyone else will be remembering it and everyone will follow it. So do you want to be a follower or do you want someone to make others to follow you? You decide. Okay. So yes, if you don't know the answer, it's fine. Okay. If you don't know the answer, it's fine. You don't have to give the answer. कोई बात नहीं. But try not to give the wrong answer. Okay. Try not to give others answer. Okay. So try to do it because here we have to learn new concepts, है ना? So बिल्कुल कर ले. So yes, moving on with Newton's third law of motion. So I'm not going in large depth of what is Newton's third law of motion because everybody knows every action has an equal and opposite reaction is what we call it as Newton's third law of motion. And one simple explanation is if the person is jumping, I'll just use some other color. Okay. So if the person is jumping from this boat, what he'll be doing with his leg, he'll be pushing this boat in the backward direction. Can you see? He'll be pushing this particular boat in the backward direction. In the backward direction. क्या हो रहा है? color वापस आ जाए. ठीक है. He'll be pushing the boat with some force F in the backward direction. And Newton's third law of motion tells that if force is given by one body to other, this boat will be pushing this person in the opposite direction with the same amount of force. This is what you mean by every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Actions and reactions are names given to two of the forces. It is not specific force actually. Okay, one of the force we call it as action, दूसरा का नाम है reaction. ऐसे कुछ नहीं है. एक force एक action है, दूसरा reaction है, उसका ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Two names given. मेरा नाम अमीर है, दूसरा का नाम है कोई संदीप, सुधीर, whatever it is. Okay, ऐसे ही होता है. Okay, so I hope you understood. You all know many examples of Newton's third law of motion. so I'm not going for it. So okay, so we are going for another concept. हमारा concept क्या अगले? It is impulse. Impulse क्या होता है? Tell me. I hope you all have seen hammering of a nail. And which means with a large force, the hammer will be, that large force of hammer will be given on the nail. Or let's say hitting a ball with a bat, a large force will be given on that particular ball by the bat. Isn't it? Isn't it? Yes or no? This large force acting for a very short interval of time, okay, we call that force as impulsive force, okay, that large force acting for a short interval of time, uska naam hai impulsive force. And the total effect created by that large force for a time interval of delta t, we call it as impulse. Once again, what is impulse? What is impulse? The total effect produced by a force over a time interval, वो होता है हमारा impulse. So F is the force acting for a time interval of delta t. Impulse J is equal to force into delta t. So will it be a vector quantity? Yes. And what will be its direction? The same as the direction of the force. Okay. So yes, what will be its unit? Force is Newton, time is equal to second. Newton second is the unit of impulse. ठीक है? ठीक है? Okay. Now, let's see whether this impulse is related to any other physical quantity. You all know that F is equal to dp by dt from the famous Newton's second law of motion, है ना? सबको पता है. Now cross multiply कर ले ये F into dt. Cross multiply किया, वो क्या होता है? dp होता है. Tell me ये F into dt क्या होता है? F into dt क्या होता है? F into dt is defined as impulse, है ना? So impulse we got another formula, that is delta p. Delta p मतलब P2 minus P1. ये P2 minus P1 क्या होता है? Change in momentum. So the another formula for impulse is equal to change in momentum. So if someone is asking you to find out impulse, you just need to find out the change in momentum. ठीक है? Okay. So we have a question from this particular concept. जल्दी जल्दी फटाफट करके बोल दे मुझे. जल्दी 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 जल्दी. हाँ प्रीति, give me 5 more minutes. Okay, 5 more minutes के बाद we are going to start with the Menti. Just 5 more minutes. By 9:15 we'll start with our Menti quizzes. जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी. So अमीर सर के स्टूडेंट बोल रहे ऑप्शन सी. Okay. Then Sabra says option C. C. Everyone is telling C and some are telling Menti. After this particular question and after a small concept, we'll start with Menti. Okay? Okay. So I'll just tell you the correct option is A. Let me do this because everyone is like, sir, give us Menti. Okay. A rigid ball of mass M strikes a rigid ball at a 60 degree and gets reflected without loss of speed as shown in the figure. Matlab, if a body is coming with a speed of V, it is also getting reflected with the same speed V. Question is, what is the value of impulse? With which formula of impulse you will find out here? It is very simple to find out impulse here with the formula of change in momentum. So by using the formula of change in momentum, you can get the value of impulse from this particular question. Okay? So first what you need to do, express the momentum along with the direction. देख ले, this is the initial momentum, है ना? मतलब the initial momentum of P1 is in this particular direction with the magnitude of mass into speed. You know that if this is 60, okay, if ये 60 है तो ये भी 60 होता है, isn't it? So what will be this component? mv cos 60 and the नीचे component will be equal to mv sin 60, है ना? So I'm going to write the initial momentum along with the directions. Tell me, one of the component is mv cos 60. So mv cos 60 is 1 by 2. What is its direction? I cap. Plus it has one more component also, the initial momentum, that is mv sin 60 is root 3 by 2. What is its direction? Minus j cap. Why minus? Downward in the y direction. दिस इज हमारा इनिशियल मोमेंटम। कोई दिक्कत है क्या? कोई भी दिक्कत नहीं है ना मेरा बच्चा लोग? देन similarly expressing the final momentum, देख ले, this is the momentum of the particle after it is reflected, that is mass into same speed v. Now it is also in some random direction, we need to express it along x-axis and y-axis, है ना? कर ले. So its x component is mv cos 60 and its y component I'll use different colors so that nobody will be having any trouble. देख ले, this component will be mv sin 60, isn't it? So expressing the final momentum in terms of its component, one component is mv cos 60, that is mv cos 60 is 1 by 2. In which direction? Negative I cap direction, because it is pointed towards left, है ना? फिर mv sin 60, that is mv root 3 by 2, downward direction minus j cap. ठीक है? What is the question? Impulse. How will you find impulse बच्चा लोग? p2 minus p1. कर ले p2 minus p1. p2 minus p1 is equal to mv by 2 with minus mv by 2. कितना होता है? Minus of mv in the I cap, because minus mv by 2 minus mv by 2 is minus mv. These are two equal terms in the same direction. Once you subtract it, वो तो zero हो जाएगा, cancel हो जाएगा, ये तो zero है. So change in momentum is minus mv with the magnitude of how much? Plus mv. So we can go with the option of A. समझ में आ गया? Okay. So option C wrong है, option A correct है. So I hope your confusion is being taken away, sabra. है क्या? Is the confusion over? Are you all with a smile? जल्दी बोल दे, फटाफट बोल दे. हाँ आयो सर, मैंने ये बोला था और फिर बहुत बढ़िया. इफ यू गॉट द आंसर, बिल्कुल बढ़िया. ओके, लास्ट कॉन्सेप्ट. आफ्टर दिस वी हैव टू स्टार्ट विद द मेंटी. ऑलरेडी वी आर लेट, है ना? स्टार्टिंग विद कंजर्वेशन ऑफ मोमेंटम. लास्ट टॉपिक मेरा बच्चा लोग. आफ्टर दिस स्ट्रेट अवे इनटू मेंटी. गिव मी 2 मिनट्स. ओके, नाउ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ मोमेंटम. इसका मतलब क्या है कि व्हेन इज द मोमेंटम ऑफ अ सिस्टम इज गोइंग टू बी अ कांस्टेंट. फॉर दिस जस्ट लुक इनटू द न्यूटन सेकंड लॉ ऑफ मोशन. F net is equal to dp by dt. Suppose if the net force acting on the body is equal to 0, if the force acting on the body is equal to 0, how will you write Newton's second law of motion? dp by dt will be equal to 0, है ना? So cross multiply type वो भी 0 हो जाएगा. मतलब you will be getting dp is equal to 0. dp मतलब p2 minus p1. Change in momentum is equal to 0. मतलब क्या होता है? p1 is equal to p2. मतलब the momentum is going to be a constant. In which case? Initial momentum and final momentum will be a constant if the force acting on the body is 0. If the external force acting on the body is 0 होता है ना मेरा बच्चा लोग, क्या होता है? Many things happen, and one of those particular things that will be happening is momentum will be a constant. लिख ले. Everybody, done. डन. अब बाकी क्या है? मेंटी क्विज बाकी है. टेल मी, आर यू ऑल रेडी फॉर द मेंटी? हमारा मेंटी के लिए, हमारा मेंटी सेंटी के लिए रेडी मेरा बच्चा लोग? आर यू ऑल रेडी? देविका, विशाल, अनुराग, यस, everybody with a smiling face. So how many of you think that yes, I can give enough challenge to my friend, I'm going to be on top of the leaderboard? How many of you think that? Everybody, everyone. Okay, let's see who's going to be the winner for today's class. ठीक है, here we go. जल्दी join कर ले मेंटी. I hope you all can see the code, है ना? I hope you all can see the code. It is 68187738. जल्दी फटाफट. It is 68187738. Yes sir, ready? प्रीति बोल रहा है सर बिल्कुल ready. आप जाइए, just go and do the problem. Okay, Jashandeep, ready? And please do update me your avatar. Whatever your avatar is, please do let me know. A crown is here in the Menti अभी. ये crown कौन है? Who is this crown? Then we have a dragon. Oh my goodness. Vikram, ready? Jaldi join kar le. Can you all see the code? Those who cannot see the code, I'll just type in the code. It is 68187738. 187738. So I'm just putting the code in the chat so that everyone can see and you all can use that code to join this Menti. Miara, you are that crown. ठीक है. So those who don't know how to join Menti, क्या करना है आप लोगों को? www.menti.com यूज करना है. Now Miara बोल रहा है कि you are crown. Then she is telling it is alligator. Alone boy, happy Diwali. So shall we start? I think whoever wants to join Menti might have joined. So we'll start the Menti. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody join. Those who want to join, want to be a part of this Menti, joined I suppose, है ना? So I'm going to press the enter key and the Menti is live now. So yes, the very first question is right in front of you. It's a very simple question. Simple dimple question. Code Kundan, it is 68187738. Can you see on top of the screen? 68187738. Jaldi फटाफट उत्तर दे दे. Last 30 seconds मेरा अच्छा लोग. It's a very simple question actually. One of the simplest question, let's say. 20 seconds more. 17, 16. Jaldi, jaldi, jaldi. 14, 13. आंसर तो मेंटी ही दे दूंगा, मैं क्यों देना है. एंड हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू गॉट इट करेक्ट? वेरी गुड, 5 स्टूडेंट्स गॉट इट करेक्ट. बिल्कुल बढ़िया मेरा अच्छा लोग, बिल्कुल बढ़िया. Let's see who all are those amazing students who got correct answers. Room is on the top. Room. Who's that room? Then Stingelicious. Oh my goodness. My eyes just popped out by reading that particular word. Miara, Millie and Ayush. Very good मेरा बच्चा लोग. Everyone who attended this particular quiz. Arey, isn't it very simple question? Isn't it very simple question? Because it is given that force is given, mass is given. Can't you find acceleration? Force by mass, that is 50 divided by 20. Yes, you can find it. Okay. It was initially moving with a speed of 15 meter per second. Right? Question is, for the body to stop, how much time will it take? Which formula you have to use? V is equal to U plus AT. है ना? 0 is equal to U is 50. Acceleration is equal to 50 divided by 20 into time. है ना? So obviously it is a deceleration, so we have to give it with a negative sign. ठीक है? So 50 by 20 into time is equal to 15. Time is equal to 15 into 20 divided by 50. Zeros will cancel. Okay, 5 and 15 3 times. 3 2s are 6 seconds. Simple. Simple, है ना? Okay. So yes, we are moving for the next question. Everyone, those who want to join, jaldi फटाफट join कर ले. The code for joining Menti once again 6818-7738. 6818-7738. So we are going to proceed. Shall we, मेरा अच्छा लोग? Shall we? Yes, here we go. I'm going to press the enter key. Enter key तो press किया मैं. A particle of mass 0.3 kilogram is given with a force of minus kx with a force with k equal to 15. It's a simple question. Initial acceleration of it is released from a point x is equal to 20. अरे force का k value भी we know, x value भी we know. Mass is also known to us. So try not to make a mistake here with one of the simplest question you can ever get. Try to get a mark from here. Okay, Shivani Verma, सबको happy Diwali. Thank you so much. Option अभी आ गया. ऑप्शन अभी आ गया क्या? वेरी गुड, 10 स्टूडेंट्स गॉट इट करेक्ट. मेरा बढ़िया बच्चा लोग, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही है. ओके, आई होप यू ऑल नो हाउ टू डील विद दिस प्रॉब्लम, है ना? अरे फोर्स इज इक्वल टू माइनस के का वैल्यू 15, x का वैल्यू 20 सेंटीमीटर 0.2, सो फोर्स विल बी 15 into 0.2, दैट इज 3, है ना? फोर्स इज 3, मास इज 0.3. हाउ विल यू फाइंड एक्सेलरेशन? फोर्स डिवाइडेड बाय एक्सेलरेशन, दैट इज 3 डिवाइडेड बाय 0.3, कितना होता है? 10. So how can we have a mistake in that? Simple. Chotu's are direct problem. And let's see what do we have in the leaderboard. Leaderboard पे क्या दे दिया है हमको? क्या मिल गया हमको? Miara was the fastest this time. Okay, Miara is on the top. Very good, Miara. Ayush, then Jashanteep. Then we have Army, Yadav Kundan, Vikram, Bad Boy. Who is this bad boy in the classroom? Huh? Nemo, Chavi, Preeti Yadav, and Yashwant. Good. बिल्कुल बढ़िया बच्चा लोग. ओके, सो गोइंग फॉर द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन मेरा बच्चा लोग. आई होप यू ऑल आर रेडी. थर्ड वन, दोस हु वांट टू जॉइन मेंटी, आई एम गिविंग यू 10 सेकेंड्स, जल्दी ज्वाइन कर ले. इट इज 68187738 हमारा कोड है. व्हाट इज द कोड? 68187738. Shall I start? Shall I? Okay, so I'm gonna press the enter key. The quiz is live right now. अनुराग, कंग्रेचुलेट बोलने के टाइम वक्त नहीं आ गया. वी हैव सो मेनी क्वेश्चन. लेट्स सी हु इज गोना बी ऑन द टॉप ऑफ द लीडर बोर्ड. वन सिंपल आइडिया दैट आई कैन गिव यू इज डोंट कॉपी गूगल दिस टाइम. गूगल को कॉपी मत कर ले, यू विल गेट द रॉन्ग आंसर. सो व्हाटएवर यू फील द आंसर इज, डू दैट. अरे बाप रे, कितने बार मैं बोल दिया डोंट. देख ले. क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट इज द एंगल बिटवीन एक्शन ऑफ द बुक ऑन द टेबल एंड द रिएक्शन ऑफ द टेबल ऑन द बुक. मतलब दिस इज आवर टेबल, this is our book, okay, of mass m. You know that a force will be given by this particular book on the table. That will be in which direction? Downward direction, because book will be pushing that particular table in the downward direction, है ना? ठीक है. The table will be pushing the block of mass m in the opposite direction. Yes or no? Tell me what is the angle between them. अरे opposite direction के angle. Those who don't know, क्या करना है मैं? हाँ, 180 डिग्री. इतना सिंपल है मेरा बच्चा लोग. सो द ऑप्शन डी इज द आंसर विच इज 180 डिग्री. 45 कहां से आ गया मेरा? ओके, लेट्स हैव अ लुक एट द लीडर बोर्ड. लीडर बोर्ड पे क्या है? व्हाट इज बीइंग सेड इन लीडर बोर्ड, दैट्स व्हाट इट मैटर्स, है ना, एट द एंड. Leaderboard, Ayush, Bad Boy, Nemo are the people who got. Ayush was the fastest person this time. Very good, Ayush. Then we have Bad Boy, Miara, Nemo, Jashan, Arvi, Vikram, Chavi, Preeti and Yashwant. Good. अच्छा चल रहा है हमारा. Okay, so अगला question. Shall we start? Those who want to join right now, जल्दी join कर ले. Code is 68187738. Once again, the code which you can see on the top of the screen, 68187738. Okay, so fourth question, I'm going to press the enter key. तो हो गया. अरे 2 more question, give your best. Anyone can be on top of the leaderboard. Let's see. A lift of mass 1000 kilogram is moving up. Take G value as 9.8. ठीक है. Is moving up with an acceleration of 1 meter per second square. The tension developed inside the string which is connected to lift. A lift of mass 1000 kilogram is moving up with an acceleration. The tension developed inside the string which is connected to lift. That string which is connected to the lift, उसमें कितना टेंशन हो जाएगा वही पूछ रहा है. जल्दी कर ले. You all have 20 seconds more left to do this problem and it's a very simple problem. जो टू प्रॉब्लम है, थोड़ा दिमाग डालना है. Okay, जस्ट लाइक वी आर थोड़ा नमक डालता है ना हमारा करी पे सो दैट इट बी सो गुड. सो ऐसे ही टू मेक दिस पर्टिकुलर आंसर so flavorful, you just have to put a bit of your thoughts and your brilliance. So मिल गया, 5 स्टूडेंट को मिल गया. वेरी गुड वेरी गुड वेरी गुड. It's option. It's option. See, let's see how this particular question can be done. I'll explain you बिल्कुल. Okay. First, Myara, Nemo, Jashanti, Preeti, so many. Okay, so Myara is on the top. Bilkul badhiya. Nemo we have here. Bilkul badhiya. Nemo, Ayush, very good. Jashandeep Kaur was the fastest person. Badhiya Jashandeep. Bad boy, Preeti, Myara. Okay, so yes, then we have Armi Yadav, Vikram, and Javi. Good, good. Shall we understand how to deal with this question? देख ले. ये हमारा lift है. Okay, and lift is having a mass of 1000 kilogram. Right? So there is a mass of 1000 kilograms, so 1000 g will be the downward force. Okay, it's weight of the body. Then onto this particular lift है ना, a string is connected, so that string will be providing a tension in the upward direction है ना, and this entire setup is moving up with an acceleration of 1 meter per second square. Question ये कि what's the tension? Which formula we have to use? Net force is equal to mass into acceleration. है या नहीं? What is the net forces acting? One is upward force of tension plus then there is a downward force of 1000 g is equal to mass into acceleration. Mass kitna again? 1000. Acceleration is equal to 1. So t is equal to, okay, अरे minus g minus में क्या कर रहे हैं? Anyone said that it is with a negative sign? Because tension T is upward, 1000 G is downward, so T minus 1000 G has to be written. ठीक है? Nobody corrected me, कोई नहीं कर रहा है. Okay? मैं भी गलती कर सकता हूँ. You can tell me, sir, आप गलत कर रहे हैं. ठीक है? Okay. Now, while taking this negative to the right hand side of the equation, वो positive हो जाएगा. 1000 common है, so I'm keeping it as common. 1 plus G होता है. So this is 1000. 1 plus G is 9.8 plus 1 will be 10.8. So 10.8 into 1000 will be 10800. ये होता है हमारा टेंशन का वैल्यू. मिल गया. Okay. So note कर ले everyone. And we are moving for the very last question. मेरा बच्चा लोग, the final question. Ready? Are you all ready? Let me call Shivani, Arohi, Tejal, Preeti, then Miss Fabulous, IAS officer, then Vishal, Tejal. Who's here? We have Jashan, Sabra, everyone. Are you all ready for the very final questions to be held here? I'm going to press the enter key. And the question is going to start. I hope everyone is ready. So with that confidence that all my bacha log is super ready, so मैं press किया enter key and we have the very last question. A body of mass 0.25 kilogram, okay, is projected with a muzzle velocity of 100 from a tank of mass 100 kilogram. What is the recoil velocity of the gun? Recoil velocity of the gun, I hope you all know that. Okay, you just have to put the value in the equation and get the answer. That's it. Very good. I think everybody in the Menti has given the answer. 6 students got it correct. बिल्कुल बढ़िया और अच्छा लोग. Very good. So the correct answer was 0.25 meter per second, and on the top we have very good. Myara was the first person. Congrats, Myara. Keep it up. So this simply says you are completely listening to the class, noting down all the concepts. Very good. So everybody, you keep on trying. Come to the class. Just maintain a short notes. Do all the multiple choice question that we do in the classroom with full of confidence and with your complete effort. Okay, हो जाएगा. ठीक है? And everybody did an amazing job who have attended this particular Menti. Ayush, Nemo, Preeti, Yadav, Jashandeep Kaur, sub. Okay, everyone, you did an amazing job. Okay, are you all having smiling faces, मेरा बच्चा लोग? Are you all having smiling faces, मेरा बच्चा लोग? हाँ? Okay, so other batches are going to start in our Unacademy platform. I hope you all can see that. Okay, each and every things. And if you want to join quiz in Unacademy, these are the steps. You can just go through it. Then tell me बच्चा लोग session कैसे था? Have you all enjoyed? सबको समझ में आ गया all the concepts, and do you feel like हाँ this crash course अच्छा चल रहा है, we are getting so much of information? So those who think that jaldi bol de, and along with you telling me that sir you are doing so good, we are understanding all the concept, you can just click on that like button. Okay, hit on that like button, and do also let me know that you are enjoying the classes and understood everything. 8 o'clock Mithilesh. Okay, so those who haven't liked the session till now, what do you all have to do? Just as an emotion for showing some love towards Ameer sir, click on that like button and do let me know that you have enjoyed the class. Jaldi, fatafat. Okay, Myara, Shivani. Then Kundan, Mithilesh. Myara loved it. Okay, very good, very good, very good. So those who haven't subscribed to the channel, you can subscribe to it so that whenever a new video pops up here, whenever a live class is going on, you'll get the notification. Very good, Myara. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so I hope everybody can share this particular classes and ये crash course ka class to all your friends. Let everyone get benefited. And let's all learn together and let's crack the term one examination with a smile on our faces. So bye everyone. Bye Jashanti. Bye Shivani. Bye Tejal. Devega. Then everyone. Bye everyone. Take care. We all will be meeting in the next class. Okay. Love you all. Happy Diwali once again. Take care.